Hello and welcome to today's video. This is my March TBR. Once again playing my Snakes and Ladders TBR game. This is the board. Very simple. We have snakes. If you land on a snake you have to add a roll and then you do the prompt from the bottom of the snake. If you land on a ladder you have to minus a roll, which is good, and do the prompt at the top of the ladder. All of the coloured squares are corresponding to a type of prompt, and if you land on a square, which you have to do every time, you pick up a card that is the corresponding colour and get a prompt from that card. That is the very basics of it. There are also 4 silver shiny squares on there. I didn't land on any this time. I only ever explain them if I land on them, because they are just completely random squares that aren't anything else to do with anything else. So that's the very basics of the board. I always roll 6 times, or at least that's what I start with, and we hope for the best. And then you pick out your card. So if you land on an orange square you'd be picking a card that is a type. So example for a type is non-human main character. If you land on a green you'd be picking a card that is other. This is basically all the cards that don't fit into any other category. So an example for other is 23 books I want to read in 2023. These are all of the cards are very random. There's not really a good way to explain other. If you land on a blue you pick a card that is a part of a game. So for instance, word association. If you land on a pink you pick a card from a specific genre-ish. We say ish because not all of these are technically classed as genres, but they're all that kind of vibe. So for instance, historical fiction. And last but not least, if you land on a purple you pick a card that is a prompt that is a type of visual. So for instance, a green cover. That is the very basics of the game. I roll using an 8-sided die. I have done the rolls, so I will play those in between each selection. And yeah, if you want the full in-depth rules I will link up above January's TBR game. In January's I go over all of the rules very thoroughly, so yeah, I'll link that up above. But for now I think that is everything. I don't have any like definite books I had to read during March. It is kind of the last month before I start working on some projects that I basically just made a big mind map and put some projects down that I'd like to do with my reading. But March we don't really need to do anything. I'm taking part in Buzzword Readathon, Buzzwordathon, whatever you call it. So I did need a book with the word secret in the title. So that was the only kind of thing that I was trying to get in. So yeah, that is everything. I think it is time for us to go and do our first roll. So let's roll. Okay, so I'm all set up. I've got my counter on where we ended last month. I've got my cards set up. I'm actually going to move this over so I've got a bit more space to roll the dice. Okay, so let's do roll number 1. Oh, that is a 6. So which way are we moving? This way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm okay with that. So we're going to minus 1, so we're now only doing 5 rolls rather than 6. And we are up to a blue. Blue is game. The first game is okay, fun. The first game is cat pick. We can definitely do that. Now, as you have seen from that, the first one was a game and we got cat pick. Now, my cats are pretty dumb. I just want to put that out there. Well, no, okay. Big Fluff, Geoff, not dumb, but only has 4 teeth, so can't eat whole treats. So I didn't want to put broken up little treats all over my books. The little boy, Jafar, he is dumb, but he can eat whole treats. So I picked out 4 books. I put them on the floor. All of the books that I went for were like black with like some sort of colour on them. So like mainly black, but some sort of colour. I thought, you know, hopefully that way there's no like real... I overthought it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I overthought it. I was trying to make sure there was no visual aspect. He caught me putting the treats on and started eating them before I'd finished. And then I moved him out the way, put the treats on, moved back, put him down, and he just was really confused, to be honest. I'll play the footage. You can see what he selected and the confusion from him. Okay, so Jafar has already figured out that I've got treats. So not sure how we're going to do this. I've picked these 4 books out. These are my cat picks, and yeah, you can't come over yet, okay? These don't count, Jafar. Okay, I'm gonna grab another treat. Right, how many's left? No, come here. Okay, right. I have the cat. Hopefully you can see that because I can't see them myself. Right, ready? Which one are you gonna get? No, you've been a dum-dum. The treats are on there. You have to pick a book. Which book? Have you ate the treat? You ate the treat. Oh, well done. Well done. So, as you saw, he picked Last Breath. This is the 11th book in the Morganville Vampire series. I would really like to finish the Morganville Vampire series this year. It's a series I've been working on for about 3 years now. I really enjoy it. I have a fun time. But there's a lot of books. And I think I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want to finish it now. I want to know how it ends. I want to know what's going on. So this is the year to do it. So yeah, I can't really say a lot, obviously, because it's book 11. Book 1, we have a main character called Claire Danvers, and she moves to Morganville to go to university. Not long into this, she has to move house, and she ends up moving into a house with 3 roommates. Eve, Shane and Michael. It's been a few months since I've read one, I'm really having to remember. And very quickly learns that vampires are real and they're in the town. And we keep going on and on from there. It's a fun time, it's a really fun series, and yeah, I'm really excited about continuing on reading it. So yes, thanks Jafar, I guess. Yeah, let's do roll number 2. Okay, roll number 2. Oh, it's gone all the way over there. I will just drag it forwards. There we go. And it is a number 4. So, which way am I moving now? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Another blue. Okay, so another game. And that is pole pick. Okay, cat pick, pole pick. We're doing good so far. We can definitely do this. So, roll number 2, we got game again, and we got pole pick. Now, pole pick, easy peasy. Nice and easy. I picked 4 books that I'm excited about reading. I'll put them on Instagram. I'll let you vote. If you don't follow my Instagram, that is where I do like poll things. It's just at novel perfection. It's normally linked in the little description a bit down below in the like connect section. But yeah, so I will insert the picture I put on. These are the 4 books that I picked out. And as you can see, I just put numbers by each corner and then put a little poll on with like 1, 2, 3, 4. And the one that won, it only won by a little bit, but others came very far behind. I will also put in the results. But the one that won was Dawn. I am really excited about this. I have not yet read any Octavia E. Butler books, and I really want to. I have a feeling that there could become like a new favourite author. I've heard such great things. I really do enjoy the more like sci-fi aspects. I don't read that much sci-fi. I always say like I'm a fantasy and sci-fi reader, but a big proportion of that is fantasy. So I'm really intrigued to get into this. This is like the only book that I own. I always keep my eyes open when I do go to the charity shops. You can see I got this one for £1.80. So, you know, if it's a new favourite, very amazing deal. And I'm just going to read the back of this because I know nothing about it. When Lilith Leapo wakes in a small white room with no doors or windows, she remembers a devastating war and a husband and a child long lost to her. She finds herself living among the Onkali, a strange race who intervened in the fate of humanity hundreds of years before. They spared those they could from the ruined earth and suspended them in a long, deep sleep. Over centuries, the Onkali learned from the past, cured disease and healed the world. Now they want Lilith to lead her people back home, but salvation comes at a price. To restore humanity, it must be changed forever. This sounds so good. I'm so excited to read it. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think this is a trilogy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like a fun time. I have read one book that I feel like could have a couple of similar aspects to this, and I have just told you all about it and then realised that's actually a spoiler. So yeah, From the one book I have read that had some similar aspects to this that I can't tell you what it is because it doesn't say on the back of the book I've already read the stuff it says on the book of this one. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy this. Yes. Okie dokie, roll number 3. Oh, it's gone off again. There we go. It's a 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. So it's that pink one there. Pink is genre-ish. Our first genre is fantasy. That's a nice easy one. That is a very nice and easy one. Okay, so as you just saw, roll number 3, we got genre-ish and we got fantasy. I love fantasy. It's the main thing that I read. We're having a fun time, we're having a good time. I'm really impressed with this little collection of books so far. So I decided, I don't know why I decided this, but I decided as it was looking so good, maybe I should like challenge myself a bit. And I've picked Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I have started this before. The way I normally read, I read 2 or 3 books at a time. And when I started this before, I very quickly realised this is not the sort of book that you can do that with. You need to just be reading this when you read this. So I picked this, and one of the weeks during March I'm going to set it aside just to read this, I think, and be able to focus on it, only think about this one in my mind, only like have this going on. From what I remember, I was really enjoying it. I am going to have to reread it. I think it was like the very start of last year that I tried to read it first time around. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. I think I'm going to have a good time with it. I do know that it's a lot slower paced, and it's kind of thought of to be like the least popular and the English, not the most well written, the worst well written. Basically it's one of the first books that Brandon Sanderson wrote, and apparently you can tell that in the writing style. But I've never read a Brandon Sanderson before, so I don't think I'll be able to tell. And to be honest, with writing style, my bar's pretty low. I just want it to be easy and fun to read. That is pretty much where I'm at. You know, I shouldn't notice any spelling or grammatical errors, and I shouldn't be taking out the story with how you write. If you can do that, we're gonna have a good time. I don't have the highest bar when it comes to that. So yeah, from what I remember about this, we follow 3 different people. One of them is caught with a disease. One of them arrives to Elantris, and the person she's meant to marry, she's told, is dead. And one of them is a religious figure. That's pretty much all I remember, but it was very much just centred about the actual place of Elantris. So yeah, we're going to give this a read during March. Wish me luck. So roll number 4, here we go, and that is a 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh crap, we're back up to 6. Okay, so we're going to go to that pink one there, which I'm pretty sure we've already landed on, but we want to hit the bottom of the snake. So pink, and we roll in 6 again. So the second genre we get in is a classic. Okay, not as nice, but we can figure it out. Next up we have a classic, another genre one, but a classic. Now, as I've picked Elantris out, I'm going to be nice to myself, and the classic I'm going for is a children's classic, and that is The Jungle Book. So yeah, I really wanted to read this for a while. I actually got this book for Christmas now, but it's been on my wish list for a while. I love The Jungle Book. When I was like a child, I loved watching the movie. I did watch the live adaptation that came out a few years ago. And I'm very familiar with the story, but I've never read the actual story. So I'm very excited to do it. I'm not going to go really into this. It's a story a lot of people I feel like know from childhood. But what I am going to say is I really like this edition because it's nice, pretty, it looks new. But then we still have the like illustrations throughout that are like, they haven't been modernised, they are like the original illustrations, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see how this story goes and how like the written form of the story does differ, because I assume it will in one way or another. Okay, roll number 5 is an 8, so that's safe at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So another pink one, but we've passed that, the final snake. and the card is non-fiction. Okay, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do a non-fiction. Fifth roll, another genre. And we got non-fiction. Now, there's a lot of non-fiction I want to read. I don't know what I'm going to be in the mood for, but I'm aware of what I've picked so far. I don't think there's any audiobooks available to me. So I've picked this non-fiction. I want to read it, but the reason I've picked it for this month is because I know that I have access to the audiobook through my library. My library uses an app called BorrowBox, and you can borrow audio and ebooks through it. And I know on there is Dreams from My Father by Barack Obama. I honestly didn't think I'd ever read this. I do own both of the books that Barack Obama has written, but I read Becoming last year and really enjoyed it, and definitely found myself kind of like questioning and wondering and wanting to know more about like what Barack was doing during that time as well. Like Becoming is very much, you know, it's focused on Michelle and what she's doing and all of that, but the little snippets we did see looked interesting. I'm like, well, if he's writing it as well, he's writing whilst this is going on, and I'm intrigued. Let's just give it a go, why not? So yeah, we're gonna give it a go. I know that this was written before he became president, before he was like running in like political campaigns. That's pretty much all I know about this one, so I'm very intrigued. The only reason I am reading this one first is just because it was published first. It feels like the right way to read it, and my brain wouldn't be able to cope very well if I intended to read both the books and didn't read them in order. So we're reading this one first. Okay, sixth, and I'm pretty confident this is the final roll because I don't think there's a way we can hit another snake at all. So let's do roll number 6, and that is a 2. So 1, 2, that is green. Green is other, and on other is wild card. Absolutely bloody fantastic. That's a great way to finish it off. And then very lovely, very lovely. The last one we got was other, and we actually picked out wild card. I don't think I mentioned this at the start, but in every single stack there is one wild card. So technically you could get wild card 5 times out of 6 during a game, technically speaking. It's never happened, but like it could happen. So yeah, we got other and we got wild card. And as I said at the start, the only real thing I need to make sure I do this month is get that secret word in. And for that, I'm going to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is like OG Dark Academia. I feel like it's, if I'm going to start reading and try and get into Dark Academia, it's probably the book I should start with. I'm intrigued by it. I want to know more. I am very intrigued as to where I fall. Will I enjoy this? Will I not? Will it be too pretentious? Will it intrigues me enough? I really don't know, but I'm excited to give it a read. I'm curious about giving it a read. Yeah. Under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum existence of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal morality, their lives are changed profoundly and forever. It really doesn't tell me anything, but I'm intrigued. I want to know. I want to have an opinion, I guess is the easiest way to say it. I'm very intrigued as to where I fall when it comes to my opinion about this book. I've never seen anyone hate it, but I've seen either 5 stars or 3 stars, and it tends to either be like, this was just okay and is overhyped, or this was amazing and I loved it. So yeah, those are all of the books we are going to be reading during March. I mean, I have ended up picking 6. You never know, I might be able to fit an extra couple in, but that's not the way I'm going to think. I'm going to try and go about this sensibly. So there we go. Those are the books that I'm going to be reading. I don't think I have anything else to add. I will obviously be coming back and doing this next month, so yeah, stick around for that. I have added in a couple of new cards into these cards, which are like video decided. So essentially a couple of videos back, again I will link it up above, I did a video where I went through every single TBR book on my bookshelves, every book I haven't read and want to, and in the comments you can comment down on it what book you think I should read, or books, in one comment, in multiple comments, whatever. And the new cards I've put in, when they come up I will go to that video and I will random generate a comment and read the book or one of the books that is suggested to read in that comment. And that's how it's going to work. So that's exciting. Yeah, I think that's the only like real housekeeping I've got to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!